for you. It's called Marriage Help. After just a few years of marriage filled with constant arguments, a young man and his wife decided the only way to save their marriage was to try counseling. They had been at each other's throats for some time and felt that this was their last straw. When they arrived at the counselor's office, the counselor jumped right in and opened the floor for discussion. What seems to be the problem? Immediately, the husband held his long face down without anything to say. In contrast, the wife began talking 90 miles an hour, describing all the wrongs within their marriage. So it makes you want to not meet somebody. Huh? Anyway, after 15 minutes of listening to the wife, the counselor went over to her, picked her up by her shoulders, kissed her passionately, and sat her back down. Afterwards, the wife sat speechless. The marriage counselor looked over at the husband, who stared in disbelief. The counselor said to the husband, "Your wife needs that at least twice a week." The husband scratched his head and replied, "Okay, I can have her here on Tuesdays and Thursdays." Oh my gosh, clueless. Oh, I know, right? Well, I wanted to share something. I had somebody call me from, I don't even know where this person was from, but she had called the office and said, Roxy's going to hear this story now. So she says, "I need an expert, like somebody who is so good at science of mind that they can just manifest just without thinking." And I'm like, okay, that's great. If you could find somebody like that, they Jesus in the flesh, okay? So anyway, I just said to her, "Well, okay, what really is going on with you?" And she said, "I have been trying, and that's the key word. And I want you to really listen to this story because it was fascinating as I'm listening to this sweet woman. And she said, "I have studied everything and I'm working it so hard." Listen to that, working it so hard. "And I just am not getting results. And the more I work, the less money comes in. And I'm using my credit cards and I don't know what to do." And I said, "Sounds to me like you're in a state of separation." You know what Ernest Holmes would say? That you are a radio frequency tower. And if you are vibrating at that frequency and you're worrying and stressing and striving in order to bring that to you, then you're going to get more of stress and strive and not having money come to you. Well, she didn't like that answer at all. And so I said, but let me show you something really simple, because I think what the key is to step back. And I said, there was a time when Roxy thought I was going a little cray-cray, and so I was going through an experience of shifting in my consciousness, and we're all going to go through it. So whenever you go through kind of a wacky period, just know God's got your back, and that you are shifting into another level of awareness. I'm going to call it that, or another level of oneness and connection.
Shift happens.
Shift happens all the time. So she said, I can't believe it, there's people that don't do this work at all, and they have all this money and all this stuff, and I go, well, it's kind of like an old joke I said, okay, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's that, the neighbor was a total bunhead, and he had tons of money and a beautiful wife, and the guy says, he finally gets God to answer him. He says, oh, I know, I think they go to heaven or something. And so he finally gets here and he says, well, how come you gave my neighbor everything? And I had such a hard life. And I prayed all the time, and I was constantly doing my work, and I was doing everything I needed to do. And God said, because he never bothers me, you did. So I told her that story. I'm sorry, but I had to. Because that's exactly what she was doing, right? And I wasn't making fun of her. It was more for her to get that if she could just allow. If she could sit back and just be. And she says, well, I'm a mystic. And I said, well, how's that working for you? Because you're not listening to what's going on. And you're not listening to that innate wisdom that is already within you, my beloved. Because I said, there's something that's seeking to emerge and to happen for you. So eventually I said, you know what, if you're willing, I said, do you want to create a simple practice? Because I said, we are powerful beyond measure. And whenever we communicate with Spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, then what happens is that we get our answers. So I have a little journal my daughter gave me called the 5-Minute Journal, and every day you say things that you're grateful for immediately, then you say, what are my intentions, what would I like to have happen, and and what is my affirmation for today? And then at the end of the day, you report what you want to have happen. Well, I'll put down things as silly as no traffic going to Orange County to see my granddaughter, or fabulous people I haven't seen in a long time at Center of the Heart, you know, or unexpected income for the center and for myself. And so I'll write it down and I let it go. That's the key, that's what I'm saying. You write it down, you state your intention, and you let it go. So as I do that, it helped me during a time period when things were kind of dicey. You know, my daughter had cancer, and my brother, and other things were going on, and I said, okay, you just need to relax and know that God is always taking care of us. God is always providing the answers and always there for us. So she actually liked that idea and said, you know what, you're right. I think I'm efforting too much, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a whirl. And I said, you know what, and if you need more assistance, I'd be happy to talk to you. You know, give me a call back, because now you have my number. But anyway, I liked that because, you know, reality versus illusion, which is the name of my talk title, Illusion versus Reality. Because we create our reality, and what Ernest Holmes was brilliant at is teaching us how to create a new reality for us. So if we have to create an illusion and create that to fake it till you make it, so to speak. So let me share a little story about Della Reese, and you'll know who Della Reese is, yeah? Okay, well she has and I don't know if she still does it, I should look it up, but she has a little church down in LA. And so she still does, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, she's is in a hotel, and so I went there one time, and she was so cute, but she was talking about how she wanted a man in her life, she wanted a beloved, and she says, here's what I did, because I teach a spirit, you know, I teach the principles of science of mind and teach you how to do this. So here's what Della did. So Della decided, well, I'm going to act as if I've already got the man in my life. So at her table in her kitchen or her dining room, she set the place for herself and the man, okay? I know, right? You've heard this before.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she made sure that she had the other side of the bed, and she would leave love notes for him, and she would do, she made room in the closet. Do you get how this works? Okay, it's really cool. And so within a period of, I'm going to say within a year, she met her man of her dreams. Because she created that illusion and that reality for her to have it happen. And it's really great. And I was thinking about that, you know, when, talking about releasing weight. You know, I've been watching The Queer Eye. Does anybody ever watch that? Oh, it's a great show. Anyway, I know. You watch it, Barbara? I love it. Because they're more about inner transformation. And what they do is they help them to, they make the house look better and da-da-da. But what they help them to do is actually honor themselves within and allow these people to embrace their wholeness and who they are and how fabulous they are. And if it takes maybe dressing them in a way that suits their personality, that's what they do. But they don't lose weight. And they never tell them, you need to lose weight. They always say to these people, it's as if they have spirit talking to them, you know, you are so handsome, or you are so beautiful, just the way you are. Wow, let's just enhance your qualities. And that's what they do. And I love that because it's such a heartfelt show. So I want to share, now you got the Della Reese story, you got the guys that help these people. This is a story, and I had never heard this before, and this was out of the Science of Mind. When was this? Oh, April of 2018. And I got my talk title from here because I really liked it. So it says, the good news is, if you can recognize illusion as illusion, it dissolves. In other words, if you have something that's not fabulous in your life, and you recognize it, in our teaching in Science of Mind, we say, you know, as it is revealed, it is healed. And then we're able to let go of it. And then, from the Science of Mind, change the consciousness and the false condition will disappear. So we're going to do something a little bit different, and it's much what she wrote in here. And she said, during World War II, a U.S. Special Tactical Force was created with an unusual mission: to create an illusion that would fool the enemy forces. Specifically, the unit of 1,100 men was tasked with tricking the enemy into believing that huge Allied military units were based near European front lines. Dubbed the Ghost Army, their deception was elaborate. A small group of men would come in under the cloak of darkness and stage authentic-looking encampments that gave the perception that there were thousands of men in each site. They used inflatable tanks, airplanes, and artillery sound trucks that broadcast recordings of simulated troop conversations, fake radio transmissions that told a bogus troop movement, and even went so far as to hang fake laundry on clotheslines. Their operations were not strictly land-based. Because of the Ghost Army, the Germans were led to believe that troops were crossing rivers, which drew enemy troops away from the real locations. Did you ever know this story? This is awesome. The power of illusion is enormous. There are times in our lives when we are faced with the illusion of lack, disease, chaos, and other limiting conditions. Yet the appearance of these conditions does not mean they are real. Quite the opposite. The moment we look beyond the appearance of limitation and recognize that we are indeed unlimited beings meant to thrive, the illusion no longer has power over us. But what I'm saying, let's create today, like Della, like the Army did, let's create an illusion that you desire in your life. You ready to play? Yeah? Okay, so Diana has, of course, she's going to be our scribe. Well, how many, okay, so we obviously have one with, this is kind of an interesting one, but now that we have everybody here, we'll come up with some cool ideas. So if you want to release weight, what illusion would you want to create around you?
So should I write?
Yeah, write up, just write up the, yeah, you can just write up illusion of weight release. Okay, so that act as if it's already happened. What would you do differently? Okay?
I would think I was dropping weight when I ate, no matter what I ate.
No matter, okay, so you can eat whatever you want.
Eat
That's
whatever
great.
I want.
That would be a great, because you know what? You believe it and then it happens, just like that course we took, yeah?
Yeah.
And because she said, no matter what you eat, it's all energy. And so if you believe that everything is energy, then maybe believing and affirming, let's write this down, affirm that all food helps me bring to my perfect weight, whatever that's going to be for each and every individual, right?
My body takes what it needs and eliminates the rest with ease and grace.
Yeah, there's a good one. Okay, so let her finish that up and then we'll
Okay,
do
affirm that all food I eat.
all food I eat. I forgot what I said. What did I say?
That helps me to acquire my perfect way.
Yeah, it helps me to, thank you, Douglas, helps me to acquire my perfect way. And see, that's the key, because we sit there and what do a lot of us do that want to lose weight? What do? We look at the food and go, oh, that's fattening, or I'm allergic to that, or that's not good for me, and I'm like, nah. So Patricia Beach, we were in her class, and she said, just assume that everything you eat is just energy, and you're going to have to work your consciousness in order to create that to happen, but then you will naturally come to your set point in your body. Because it's also a societal thing, is it not? About weight, and you have to look thin, and da-da-da, and it's like, no, not really. And what I really love about the guys on the Queer Eye is that when they dress these people, the other thing that we could do is really just look great. dress beautifully, right? Dress beautifully. And then what else would you do if you were real skinny? What would you do if you were skinny and you just, what would you do different beside the food? What else?
Dance.
Okay, you go dancing. You go, exactly. Or you strut your stuff, baby, because I'm cool, look at me. But why can't we be like that? When Gina Walker has been up here, that woman is not thin, okay? But she struts her stuff and she owns it. So it's not that we have to be thin in order to be gorgeous, handsome, or beautiful. It's that we own ourselves, and that's really the key. What they're trying to talk about in the Queer Eye show. Okay, so good. I think that's good. Everything is energy, and everything I eat is energy, and I'm at divine perfect weight. Yeah.
So I'm at my divine perfect.
What'd you say, Denise? What was your affirmation? Do you remember?
My affirmation is what I bless my food and I say my body takes what it needs and eliminates the rest with ease and grace.
Okay.
My body takes what
It needs
From the
and
food. From the food.
from the food I eat.
And eliminates, and whatever I don't need, I eliminate with ease and grace.
And any excess is eliminated with ease and grace.
Takes in the proteins and gets rid of the
Yeah.
Okay, my body takes what I need from my food and
eliminates what I don't.
And eliminates what I don't need. With ease and grace. Okay, well, she's writing that, because I was writing down things. And so the illusion of health, how many people in here have some health things that you would like to bring into harmony? Yeah. Hello, Riv.
so this
Okay.
is the next one then.
This is the next one. So
I
perfect.
put illusion of weight release for the person. So-
Illusion. So
Illusion of
okay. So the illusion of perfect
Disease.
health.
Perfect health.
Illusion of perfect health is the next one, because this one's a big one. Yeah. Because we're focused on it, and it's hard not to be, like the gal I was telling you about, earlier. She was so focused on not having money, she was creating such energy. She's a powerful manifester, wasn't she? She created that to happen. Well, the same thing for us. It's where, we keep focusing, oh, my back hurts, or oh, my ankle is still not feeling good, or whatever the case may be. So again, and that's why I wanted to do this too, because I could use a little bit of help here. So what would it look like if you had perfect health? What would you be doing?
Can someone help me with this one?
Oh yeah, Dan, thank you. What would you do if the back didn't hurt, the ankle didn't hurt, the knee, or whatever the case may be, right? What would you be doing in your life? What would that look like? Yeah, Carolyn.
I've been exercising more.
Exercising more, put that down, absolutely, that one came to
And I
me.
increased my healthy metabolism.
Oh, so exercising more increases my healthy metabolism? Okay, that's a good affirmation. What else? Would you, if your body felt really great, are there activities that you would say, I'm gonna go do da-da-da,
Hiking, dancing.
Right, so I'll go, I'm gonna plan, and why not just go do it? Because as you do those things, guess what happens? You feel better, don't you, energetically? This is all energy, by the way. You're starting to get a little thread in here. And what happens is that, and I realized that, and I thought, well, what in my mind is blocking me? Is there something, and let's talk about this, is there something that's going on in our lives that we are not honoring in our bodies regarding the health thing, okay? So I had to look real hard at mine, and I thought, I need to create more balance in my life.
So would I want to say, see what's going?
Well, just put, create balance in my life.
Okay.
Because when we create balance in our life, our health gets better, doesn't it? because we have more time for ourselves, we have more time to rest, to exercise, to do what we want to do, right? And I realized that, and I thought, you know, my body's a really, really great little person, because it's really helping me to honor and love my body, and to take time instead of rushing down to Orange County and driving an hour and a half there and then coming back again, because that was taking its toll on me, and I saw what was going on. So what in your lives do you need to bring into harmony? Okay, yeah. Hello, anybody have anything else? Yeah, Darla?
Joy.
Joy, yes. And you bring more joy in your life. And as I'm sitting there with the back, on the heating pad, I'm like, well, how can I create more joy while I'm sitting here? Instead of going, oh, my back hurts. You know, so I started making bracelets again, and I was mending clothes, and I was doing all that sort of thing, because it makes me feel happy to get things done in my house. So joy. So what would joy look like?
Comedies, watch
Watch comedies. I know, I love that, right? Okay, watch comedies. But what else? What else brings joy for you guys? Throw some out there, because everybody has different ideas of joy in their life.
I would love to do like game night.
Oh,
that
games. So
sounds
play
great.
games with other people. Yes! I love it. So play games. Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's so great. That's the one upside about going to see my grandkids, is that we're always playing. You know, we get to play. We do creative arts all the time. What else helps you to honor your body? So bringing it into harmony. What else?
Sing.
Singing. Oh, yeah. Barbara, singing? Yes. Singing. Absolutely. Right, EJ?
Oh, yes.
Yes. And George, singing. Don't you guys feel good when you're singing?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And, you know, the other thing that I watched, okay, this is really good if you guys have Netflix. I watched that Christmas Story with, Kurt Russell. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So watch it. He's still a hottie, isn't he? Anyway, okay,
Should I put
so.
that on? Watch Kurt Russell?
You know what I do? I watch cartoons. I watch Mulan, and I'm listening
Let's
to,
move on.
Mulan is a
Mulan.
Disney cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really cute. So I watch cartoons, so watch comedies, watch cartoons, play with children, yes.
Play with your pets.
Play with your pets, because they love to play, you know, especially cats with the little laser light, and they're like, you know, so it's like getting ourselves out of our head in order to create balance, yeah? Okay? So I think we got a good list on that one. What do you think? You want to give it a whirl? We'll try that. Or not try it, we'll do it.
Is Mulan good for guys to watch too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great story.
It's a great story. Very, very good.
It's a great story.
It's a great story, not only about her, but also about the men, you know, as they're training in the army. It was really good. Okay, so let's get to, because we've already talked about the Del Reese thing, but if you wanted to have a man or a woman come into your life, okay, so we're going to put illusion of perfect partner, because I don't know whether you want a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter to me. So maybe you want just a friend, so maybe it's a friend instead of a romantic partner, I don't know. So what do you want as far as that goes? What would it look like? You know, Della sat the table, and then she created, you know, having the bed and the closet. What would it look like in your life? What would you be doing with your partner?
Spending time together.
Spending time together, okay? So could you go out and go someplace and pretend like they're with you?
Sure.
You know, I've done that. I've gone to the movies, take myself to the movies. I take myself out to eat, and then I know, oh, my partner's here. Oh, this is so much fun. So,
How should I write this?
so you could write, take time with your partner, and you're gonna pretend like, go to the movies, go out to, you know, go out to eat somewhere.
What's a short way to put that?
I don't know.
Do
Take-
stuff- do stuff?
do stuff with your partner.
Visualize.
Yeah, do act, yeah, activities.
Visualize
Act
with,
as if.
act as if, yeah.
Yeah, do
that's-
activities with them.
Act as if
Even
you're
if they're
doing
not
something with your
physical.
partner.
Right, right,
My invisible
Pretend.
lover.
Imagine.
exactly, right? Okay,
Okay.
anything else that you would add? Anybody have any ideas? Yeah,
It's kind of what you're saying, do what you love.
do what you love.
You love to go to the opera.
And go, because you'll
Now-
meet
Now I
somebody.
have somebody to go to the opera with,
Right, and you may meet somebody there.
to the thing that you like, because the energy is you already.
Right. Go to a play, whatever you enjoy doing, go hiking, go do whatever you want to do, yes? Okay, because then you're going to create that to happen for yourself. Because if you don't put any kind of effort out, like I dress up and go out and I would just make an intention, I'm going to meet somebody. And I just know, maybe I'm going to Trader Joe's, and I'm not going to go in my sweats. I'm going to look nice wherever I go. You know what? Dress up like you're going to meet your partner. Dress up. Because if you look like a slob, how are you going to meet somebody? Really? Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I look really great. So anyway, I think that's good on that, yes? Okay, now we're gonna get to the real one that everybody loves, it's the money thing.
We're finished with part one?
We're finished, unless you guys wanna add more, I think we got a good list, yeah?
Should I go over to the next page? or
Yep,
should we
go to the next page. All right, so how could you create, I've got a couple ideas, but I want to see what you guys can come up with. How can you create, you have like $10 in your bank account.
First of all, tell me what.
So
that's
it's like the
title.
illusion of opulence.
Okay.
You like that? So how can you create that? What would you do? Denise, you have your hands up, you stretch
Well,
out?
in a way, I've done that already.
Okay, so tell us,
Well, first of all, it was tithing and
Yes.
giving back.
act as if.
Act as if I've already done it, and even if it hurt a little bit, I still gave my 10%, I still let go of it. And it just helped me to grow and to feel more opulent. And I always have a $100 bill in my wallet.
Exactly, I do
Folded
that
up,
too.
stuffed in a
Yep.
place, but I know that if I want to spend it, I can. So that makes me feel very opulent and very financially well off.
Yeah, I agree, because you know what, when I didn't have that money in my wallet, isn't that interesting? I didn't have as much money. So by putting in, and if you have a hard time carrying around 100, put in a 50. Put in, it doesn't matter, whatever makes you feel like you're wealthy, tuck it away, but the energy attracts more. I know it sounds crazy, but it does. And then what was the other thing you said?
Well, I give my 10%.
Oh, yeah, and you know what that is? It's really seeding. You're going, it doesn't matter how much, but you're saying to the universe, yeah, here, bring me more. You know, and that's really it. You're seeding, or you know how they seed the clouds for rain? You're seeding more to have financial opulence come into your life. Okay, Brian.
I can tell you what I did do when I was working as a busboy at night in RevMaryum, the old one.
Yeah.
I started my real estate career about 4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I really wanted a Jaguar.
Oh, did you hear that?
I couldn't buy a Jaguar on my tips.
Uh-huh.
So I got a picture of a Jaguar, put it in my cubicle, and I had to stare at it every day. I went down to the dealer, I sat in the car, smelled the leather, I read about them, and 6 months later I bought one.
Wow.
Oh, that is awesome.
What did you say? Where'd you get the
So what he
picture?
did, he had a picture of, he had the picture of the item. So let's say you want a certain home, or you want a car, or you want a certain pair of shoes, or whatever it is. Put a picture of it, and then he went to the dealer. He actually sat in the car, okay? And this is the same thing. Roxy has this house she wants, and she goes into the open houses, and she makes sure she feels that home, all right? So he felt it, he visioned on it, and then eventually after 6 months he got it. So it's really about creating, acting as if it's already happened. And
Well,
you
for
have
me,
it.
this wasn't just visual, I had to smell that leather.
Yes.
I had to touch that door.
Yes.
Yeah.
And feeling it, yeah.
I really was talking about when you activate all your senses.
Yes.
The visual is only part of it, the sound is the door closed, the sound of the,
Yeah.
I did that and ended up with a Miata and I wanted one.
Oh my gosh, so write down, activate your senses, that's important.
The sound, the sight, the smell,
Yep,
the letter, whatever. So that all your senses are having the experience as if it's already real for you now.
exactly. And so in that case, if you wanted more abundance in your life, because I was thinking about this, I thought, well, what would I do? And so I'm writing all my bills, and I would just write out fake checks. Just write them out, because that's tactile. And it's really good. So let's say you owe on a loan or whatever, write that check out. You know, it's what Jim Carrey did, remember? He wrote himself a check, and I can't remember what it was, like $1 million, and he got it.
Was this in a movie or in real life you did this?
No, real life. He carried it around in his wallet, and then he eventually made that on, I don't know, which Dumb and Dumber, I don't know, one of the movies, but he actually did create that to happen for himself. But he actually wrote it down, and he put that in his wallet, and he eventually had the $1 million check.
So how should I put it? I've written, activate all your senses.
Okay, so write down, so this is specifically for money. I would say write a check to pay for a house, write a check to pay for the Jaguar, write a check to pay off a loan, write a check, you know, and then write a check that you have some kind of, money's coming from somewhere. Write a check and put it in your wallet. So besides the $100, write a check and put that in your wallet and carry it around with you. How much would you like to have? How much would you guys like to have? Would you like to have more? And if you had more, what would you do with it? So the other thing to activate the senses, let's say if you wanted to donate to an organization, write out, like let's say you won the lottery. How can you fake that you won the lottery? Write out a ton of checks to the organizations that you would donate to. Wouldn't that be great? So write out checks to organizations as if you won the lottery. Because this is going to activate your subconscious, unconscious mind in order to create that to happen. It's exactly what Darylyn said. Yeah, Joanne.
Well, I managed a fairly large company in Montecito, a real estate company, Red Sands, for 5 years, and every year, at the first of the year, I had them in an office meeting take out their checkbook and write a check to themselves, because we're all on commission sales.
Exactly.
And also, a lot of them had pictures
Yes.
of Jaguars and, you know, and whatever they wanted. And so in 2 years, Fred Sands made me a vice president because I really grew that company using these principles. And I had, and Brian will recognize these names, but some of the